Right. Let's put the seatbelts on. Yeah, Eurowings, that's the one, Owen. PTA, yeah, I'm currently using that preset, the one that's in the PTA command.
Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your
Oh, look at that as well. The water just
and
there.
window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing.
Absolutely
Please help us
stunning.
by handing in any rubbish.
It can also be
newspapers,
URP
or magazines
shaders.
you
Oh
do not
yeah.
want to take with you.
Well, I mean the sim
The
looks good,
toilets
so
are no longer
I
inside.
don't know. I'm pretty sure PTA is installed. Not the owl! With 8 months of support. Welcome back, good sir. Thank you very, very much for 2/3 of a year with the Chewy's Angels. You are a legend, and I'll love you a long time. Can we get some love for Mr. Not the Owl in the chat? Thank you so much, dude. PogChamp. I just love that emote. PogChamp emote is amazing. Thank you very much, mate. You're going to get the effort. Nice, Aviation. It's worth it, mate. It's worth it. It does not allow me to apply the preset. So that V3 preset should work in version 2.60 of PTA, because it did for me. It said shaders installed. I use the low contrast, no reshade option, Aitan. I use sun number 1 as well. I think it would be a lot worse in Incarnate, but some people are telling me that apparently my PTA is not installed. I'm pretty sure it is, but yeah. It is working with 2.60. Yeah, it worked for me. It is installed, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Could I fly a real plane? No, definitely not. This aircraft is incredibly realistic to the real thing, but actually handling a real aircraft is a completely different sensation. You know, it's like, because we don't have force feedback, so it's like asking somebody who did rally driving on their computer in a rally driving sim with no force feedback wheel if they could then drive a rally car, you know. Obviously that, you know, that's quite an extreme, but yeah. How can I reset the flight plan? What, like delete it, or do you mean to? Please turn the music back on. No, fly on simming, not now. I've said so many times to you, dude, why we don't have the music on now. I don't use reshade. I never use reshade. I only have PTA and Ultimate Realism Shader Pack. I don't touch reshade. I hate it. Why does it look so orgasmic? I don't know, man. It's P3D V4 things, dude. You trust me to fly a real plane for about 10 seconds. There we go, and that's a real pilot saying that. So there's your answer, total killer. Yeah, I know, Mama Chewy. I was just about to say, as long as 10 seconds. Damn, that is, thank you. I'm going to frame that on my wall. You bastard. Look at that. Right, I'm going to set the altimeters now. Because transition altitude is 9,500, so transition level would assumingly be above that. I'm probably going to slow us down before we make the really dramatic turn over the top of the airport. And what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to put the joystick visualizer on and I'm going to mute alerts, all right, just because I want to concentrate on the arrival. And people love to subscribe just as I'm about to touch down and distract me when I'm already terrible at landing this aircraft. So, yes. They will come back on, though. Do not worry. Head in there, Martin. It's a nice livery. It is. I just don't like the typeface of the Eurowings text. That's the only thing I don't like about it. If the pilots get sick, then obviously I wouldn't sit there reading my newspaper I would try and make sure that the aircraft was on autopilot and straight and level and shout down the microphone to ATC screaming for help. But yeah. You know, I could look at the PFD, make sure that we're not going to stall the aircraft and make sure we're straight and level and try and get the autopilot in and just carry on a heading or something, yeah. There's the airport, by the way. You can do the PA and I'll smash it onto Perfect. Hey Martin, how you doing, mate? Right, let's bring these range rings down and I'm going to start to bring our speed back, I think, just before this turn. Bring up the landing LS there. Put us into vertical speed mode, I guess. Right, let's see how we go. What if a pilot gets sick going to Samos? Well, I'm pretty sure we would divert from there, Pesho, wouldn't we? I'm pretty sure we wouldn't carry on. Sorry, guys, pilot's ill, but I'm not going to ruin your holiday by diverting to a more suitable airport for somebody who doesn't know how to fly. We're going to go into Samos anyway. Yay! It doesn't quite... Yeah, bang. As Mama Chewie says. I don't quite think that would work. Do an auto land, yeah, but not every airport has an ILS, and then they are not accurate enough for an auto land. Yeah, it's not as simple as just clicking autopilot. You know. How you doing there, Ronaldo? Good to see you. Hello, Giovanni, as well. Hope you're good, mate. That's one. Just waiting for Johnny to say, "Oh, you don't need to bring your flaps down that early."
You'll find a reading light in the panel above your head, should you wish.
Cheers, Norman. That's Norman, by the way. That's his actual name. So you have to say thanks to him every time he does anything for the cabin. You have to thank him. Cheers, Norman. What an approach! Look at this. Oh! Hair Hashi, thank you so much for the host. I'm sorry it's not coming through on the volume in the majiggy. It's because I've muted it for the arrival, but thank you very much for the host. Welcome, Hair Hashi viewers. How you doing, matey? When will I start it? As I said, probably maybe at like the start of November or so. We'll have a couple of weeks break from a tour, and then we'll do it. All right. I'm going to keep bringing that speed back down now. We've got 17 nautical miles to run. Damn, Daniel. There's the lights coming in. Look at that. Okay, concentrate on the arrival, Chewie, because you kind of got to land this aircraft, mate. What's our final approach fix? Oh, we're really low. We don't need to be going anywhere near this fast on our descent rate here. I apologise. Such a happy Chewbacca helmet. Yeah, man. Just do exclamation mark settings and you'll get my full list of settings in the sim. But if we level off here, then that'll be a good opportunity for the aircraft to slow down a bit. How long have we got? 90 nautical miles still. Okay, yeah, I definitely went way too quick on the descent then. Good evening, Christian. I am very well indeed. How are you today, buddy? Apart from my latte instead of a mocha incident this morning, which was a thoroughly enjoyable and enthralling story I told the stream. Hey, Sabidus, how you doing, matey? Thank God it's not Monarch. They'd be repatriating you back home if it was Monarch right now, mate. Thank you for those again, Hair Hashi. Hope you're good. We're thinking of joining BAB. Is it worth it now I have the A320? Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah. Right, are you ready for this turn? Good, I'm glad you're well. I'm glad you're well, both of you. You have to be 16 for BAV. Indeed you do. Otherwise, the BAV busters will find you out. And you don't want to know who the BAV busters are. Right, are we good with audio? Hopefully you can hear the sim okay. Where's the sun? Is it set? I love how you guys can guess who it is. I'm not saying a word. Right, let's arm the approach. I am not saying a word. Yeah, Babs. Oh, you joined it, did you, people? Nice. Nobody's slagging it, John. Somebody said, do you have to be 16 to join BAV? And I said yes. And, but if you try and sign up when you're younger, the BAV busters will get you. And so everybody's guessing who the BAV busters is. I don't even know if you know who the BAV busters is. They work incognito. They swim around amongst the ranks of the BAV pilots and try and find out if anybody's under the age of 16. Right, keep bringing that speed back now. We're absolutely fine on altitude again. Pretty low, actually, but, I mean, it's just such a gorgeous approach. Put the rest of the lighting on. And then we should capture the localizer. As I say that, there it is. What's the go around? 2,300, apparently. About your... Oh, wicked. Oh, legends. Yeah, I'll probably... it'll be more likely Dubrovnik than Split, sci-fi. More likely Dubrovnik than Split. Thank you very much, dude. That's really generous of you. Off autopilot. You didn't see anything. Thank you. Hi, Mungo. Oh, look at that. There's the runway, boys and girls. How's about that for a view? Tell you what, let's not land the plane. Let's just enjoy this view for a little bit. Autopilot 2. No, Johnny, you know I like it when you do that. You're one of the few people who I allow to backseat pilot me. Now, question. If the final approach fix, which is 2,800 feet, is above the missed approach altitude, do you then wait until you are below said missed approach altitude to then reset the MCP or FCU or whatever it is on that? Get down. Water textures are just default, by the way. Or well, PTA, I guess. So you can do it once you've got glide slope capture. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's just, I mean, like, I knew you had to wait for that anyway, but I just wanted to make sure that it wouldn't mess me up. Because it's not often that you have a go-around altitude that I guess is lower than your final approach fix, or at least not in my experience anyway. Cabin's ready. Look.
2,000.
Absolutely stunning. These are the views that we live for in the sim. And what better way to finish off the flight with Chewie absolutely planting it into the ground like I usually do. I love the way that nose dips there when you bring in flaps full. Should probably arm the spoilers as well. Right, landing checklist. Flaps are full. Landing no blue on the ECAM memo. Landing checklist is complete. Let's butter that bread. I don't know what that means in this aircraft. Autopilot's out. I have control. Look at this scenery. If you guys want a nice scenic approach, pick up ORBX Pula, because my god, this is beautiful. I mean, I've just got to do another screenshot in that view. I'm sorry, I just have to. I'm on the Instagram hype now, so you know. Hold that nose there, Chewie. Watch the speed. Keep the pappies. And don't overuse the bloody rudder.
Terrain.
Shut up. I haven't got time to press terrain on the overhead.
400.
Land?
300.
Look at that!
200. 100 above. Minimum.
Continue. Watch the nose.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Yes! Spoilers. Decel. Reverses are green. Water brakes mine. 60 knots. Take out the reversers. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to ORBX Pula. And I finally greased the FSLabs! Finally! After so long of struggling. Should we finally grease something? Probably be the only time I'd do it, but... Right. Now to mess up the taxi, isn't it? Pedal disconnect. Just clean up some stuff here. It's probably not a good idea for me to turn my TCAS off when we're still on the runway, but hey, I'm flying offline. There you go. This doesn't look like ORBX to you? I'm pretty sure it is ORBX. Yeah, we're flying Eurowings for this one. Right, turn the chrono off. I love the way you see the lighting. Like, in every single other aircraft, when the lighting turns off, you see it turn off, but it's instant. I love now with the dynamic lighting that we've got and everything like that, you see the floodlights fade. So good. Right, let me just have a look and see where I want to park. Oh god, these stands are interesting. Gate. Let's go on number 2, because why not? Take the terrain off there, I don't need that anymore. I need the verdict. Better landing than I did into Gatwick a few hours ago. Get wrecked! No, I'm kidding. Apparently Gatwick was really foggy earlier, Johnny. Was it in real life? Tom the pilot, he was landing, when was it, about 2 o'clock this afternoon? Maybe, well, no, maybe a little bit earlier on than that, actually. Alright, that's about 3 seconds or so. Start the APU up. He said it was pretty foggy down there. Told you we'd butter the bread. I'm surprised that we did. The next hop, we're going to fly back to Stuttgart, do the full rotation. How are you finding the frames? You can have a look at the frames down in the bottom right-hand corner. Or bottom left-hand corner, sorry. And I'll turn the alerts back on now. Thank you for those follows that came in. Total Keller, Ed Viss, as well as Rymal. Thank you for those follows, guys. Right, where the hell am I on the apron? Oh, it's fine. We've got a little bit to go. We're okay. And Lancaster, thank you for your follow as well there, dude, just coming through. Yeah, we're taxiing to the gate. That is correct. We just landed here. And we're now taxiing back. APU is starting up. I think I've shut down everything else that I'm supposed to. Just landed at Sao Paulo. Let's have a... Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Okay, that lighting is stunning. I'm not going to lie. I would definitely get version 4 Sync Slayer. Without a shadow of a doubt. If you can financially, you know, if it's financially viable for you, I would definitely save up to get P3D V4 over FSX, without a shadow of a doubt. You're not really an Airbus fan? I love how your name is I Love Q400. Justin Riga is apparently like on the verge of releasing Q400, and we're hoping to get the majestic Q400. I think it's next Monday or next Tuesday it's aiming to be released. So expect some Air Baltic hops in Riga soon from me. '23rd, yeah, that's their provisional date, isn't it? Crashing 747 boy, you'll just want the academic license if you're going to be picking it up. If you're going to be picking up P3D, matey. Thank you for the cheer, Ham and Cheddar. I love you. Thank you, dude. For the jet blasts and the engines, I would not want to get behind one of those. Right, it's the second left from here onto the apron. Yeah, this is definitely not default scenery. This is most definitely ORBX. Wait for follow me. No. Right, APU's available now, so that's all good to go. Would you mind removing your mouse? What? I'm sorry. What, like move it out the way when I'm not using it or something? The landing lights aren't on, it's the taxi light that's on. Which I will turn off now. I'll turn it the other way to turn it off. There you go. And Haynes, thank you so much for that follow, dude. Right, I have no freaking idea how you are supposed to park here. Where the hell is the ORBX guy? I think you have to go through the... I think we're going to have to rip the GSX guy. Follow the line. Where's the line? Okay, I know where the line is. But, yeah. Can we get some chewy rips in the chat for Mr. GSX man here? It's your own fault that you're dying because you're right in the way of an aircraft. I'm sorry, sir, but my passengers take more priority than you do. They'll just have to take their luggage off themselves. Right, you ready to see how terrible my parking is? Stop! Well, that'll do. Okay, parking brake is set. APU bleed needs to go on now. APU bleed's on the ECAM display, and then we'll turn this off. Let's just turn some floodlights on here at the back a little bit, just because I want to. And we'll turn these floodlights on as well, because I want to. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. After an hour and 22 minutes, welcome down to Pula. We shall request deboarding. We're below 10% on the N1 now, so I'll bring the beacon light off and the seatbelt signs off as well. MCDU page, options, external controls, set the ground shocks and the GPU in there. And then cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check. We should have said that, but whatever. And Pusit, thank you. That's an interesting name. Thank you for your follow, dude. Much appreciated. There we have it, ladies and gents. Welcome down to the new scenery of ORBX. Absolutely beautiful.